I've been playing the PTS a lot and I've seen a lot of changes, and a lot of people have been talking about these changes, but most of these changes are the patch notes changes that everybody knows, right? That the devs showed us on the patch notes. But there is some subtle changes, some little changes on the game right now on the PTS that's coming for the title update 6 that I want to show you guys today on this video. I'm gonna go through them real quick. I'm not gonna explain too much, but I do want to show you guys some of these changes, and we're gonna start off right here on the DARKZONE, right? So any DARKZONE vendor right now have a different currency, or I mean whatever you want to call it. So there's a different way of paying for the gear on the DARKZONE vendors, and it's this thing right here. So it's kind of like a fork with a bag of some type of powder in it. But yeah, that's what you use now to buy stuff in the DARKZONE vendors. And if you want to take a look and see what it is, if you go on your character menu on resources, scroll down until you get to DARKZone resources, and that's right there. The name of it is called DZ resource, just like that. And you can read what it says right here, and you can find these inside the DARKZONE. The max is going to be 300 that you can carry. So the way to get these DZ resources is inside the DARKZONE, of course, and you can find them on these little crates that you can find all over the DARKZONE. Before, they used to be useless stuff when you pick them up, but now they have a purpose. So they now drop these type of resources. So whenever you need to buy something from the DARKZONE vendors, you really need to go farm for these things, because you can only get one out of it, out of those boxes. That's the most that I found, and I did farm a few of them to just try out and see how much you get from them. So it's about only one piece of DZ resource you get from each box. I don't know if they're gonna up that number by the time the update drops, but yeah, that's what I know for now. Now that we are in here in the DARKZONE, there's another thing I want to show you. So you know how many times you die from the DARKZONE checkpoint turrets because you didn't notice they are right there. Right now, if you go rogue, as you see, there is that symbol right there. Now you can see exactly where that turret is. Just a subtle, like I said, change. That's for the improvement of the life of the game. Now you can exactly know where the turret is if that's close to you. That way you don't walk into it and die. And if you open your map, also it's going to be shown in your map in all of the DARKZONE checkpoints once you are rogue. If you're not rogue, you don't see him like that. And if you're in occupied DARKZONE, you don't see him at all, right? From the DARKZONE, now let's move on to the base of operation. So in the White House, the shooting range, now there is new addition stuff on it. So starting off right from before you get in, right on this wall right here, there is the shooting range and the difficulty. I believe the difficulty is just it will depend on the missions. If you have like a mission on normal difficulty, hard difficulty, challenge, and heroic, it will kind of scale the NPC's health depending on the difficulty of the mission that you can choose right here. You can go, for example, on challenge, and then we'll go in, and even inside now you can change the difficulty of the NPC itself. Like what type of NPC is it? Is it just a normal NPC or a veteran? Veteran usually are the purples. An elite NPC, which is the yellow, and also the named NPC. Now the next change, actually in addition to the fire range, after the named enemies, which was the last one, now if you press another again, you have the invulnerable enemies, and what it does is basically they don't die. You can shoot them all the time and they keep on respawning that health. Basically that's what it is. I don't know for what type of DPS you want to try with this, but yeah, that's that type of enemy, invulnerable. That's new, coming for title update 6. Still in the base of operation on the fire range, we have a new addition, which is going to be right here on this wall. We have the damage self, and we have reset skill cooldowns. Basically, for example, let's try the reset skill cooldown. If I throw my secret mines out there for some reason, and then I throw my drone also, if I put my drone out, they're gonna be on a cooldown, right? I actually got my drone right away, my secret mine right away. Let me put my drone on cooldown, right? If you come in here, you press it, it'll reset right away your cooldown, and then the damage yourself will damage yourself. Kind of, for example, on the build that you have Berserk, you want to try proc Berserk, you need to proc it to check your damage. You can use damage yourself. And speaking of that, we're gonna try some other build, right? When you want to switch builds, before we had to go and change the specialization. Also, you had to fast travel down to base of operation if you were on the mission, so you can switch the specialization. Now you don't have to do that no more, because if I have a different build that has a different specialization, for example, let's go down to, for example, if I put this build right here that has the survivalist specialization, if I switch to it, if you are inside the base of operation, it will automatically teleport you to where you get your specialization, and it will automatically equip that specialization from what you switch to. But if you're not in the base of operation, it will just straight up switch to that specialization, which means now you don't have to every time travel back to the base of operation just to switch your specialization. So that's a good addition. With that said, another thing I want to show you guys is going to be on your build. So in your build, on your weapons, you have that damage, right? Now if you will go on the weapon and you want to know exactly the base damage of that weapon before the buff of your build apply to it, if you go on that weapon, you click right here on the options. So it should be on the console also. If you click on option, we have a different overlay for the options. We can sort them by level, by default, quality, damage, and all of that stuff. For RPM, magazine size, bunch of different stuff, right? But most important, you can go right here on the bottom where it says show base damage. If you click that on, if you go back, you can see now it will show you the different damage for your gun, and also how much damage you're getting from that build to that specific gun. So the base damage and how much damage you're getting from that build that you have equipped. So basically that's it, guys. Those are the 5 changes that I found, and it's not included in the PTS notes of the title update 6 coming up. And I figured to let you guys know, if you guys are not in the PTS, if you guys that way you guys can know exactly what's coming, and you can jump in the game when the update drops and know exactly what's going on. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If this video was helpful enough for you, hit me with a like, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.